Hello guys, welcome back to Pictorial Innovations, and if you are new here, a warm welcome to you as well. I promised to always do a new month flyer design at the end of every month, and here is a simple one for September. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification to be notified whenever I upload new videos. Without any further ado, let's get started. So the first thing we want to do as usual is to create a new canvas. Then go to this fourth guy here, go to image size, then let's change it to 3840 by 3840 and click OK. So the next thing I want to do is to go to this third guy because I want to import an image. Go to import and import your background. Here is our background. Just click OK here. Then you can drag here or go to relative size here, click on it, then increase it to 100. You have something like this. You can then click OK. So the next thing you want to do is to go to your color filters. Go to color filters and change the hue to 149. Let's change it to 149. 149 is cool. Then hit OK. Then you can go to where you manage your layer. This is where you manage your layer. Click on it. Then click on this padlock icon to lock it in place so that you don't mistakenly move it from where you placed it. So the next thing you want to do, still on this third guy, is to go to shapes. Then you have something like this. You can click OK. Then you bring it here. Let's drag it like this so that we can have something like this. Then you can go back to where you manage your layers, then lock that in place as well. So let's go back to shapes. Want to create another shape here. Go back to shape. Bring it here. Then let's change the color. Go to color. This is where you change your color. This plus sign. Go to color here. Then click on this plus sign. Then you can pick any color from here. But I have a color code I want to input. So if you want to pick any color, I did mean you've dropped any image that you know you want to pick a color from the image, you can click on this color picker. Then you will see your image or every images you have imported in your document. You see them here and you can be able to pick. But if you have any color code you want to input, you can click on this pen icon, click on it, then you'll be able to edit the color code. So the color code is 6EBF04. So before you click OK, make sure you click on this check mark. By the time you click on the check mark, you see what you have picked there. To apply it, then you can then click OK. OK. Then you have something like this. You can then click OK. Then you want to go to your relative size. Then I want to deactivate the maintain ratio. If you toggle on, if you enable the maintain ratio, if you scale, it will scale proportionally. But in this case, I don't want it to scale proportionally. This is why I want to disable the maintain ratio. I want to disable it so that I can, have control over the width and the height. So I want the width to be in 100. You can even use this to, to enlarge it, scale it, but I want the height to be at 14%. Then you can click OK. Then you can bring it here like this. So you have something like this here. So the next thing you want to do is to go to your shadow, click on the shadow, then you enable it. So by the time you enable it, you have something like this. Then you can go to where you pick your color here, then change it to black. If it's not on black, then let's reduce the transparency to 117. You can see as I'm moving this, icon, this guy here, as I'm moving it, you can see this figure. This figure is changing. So let's change it to 117. Then hit OK. So then we can change the offset Y. That is, we want to offset it vertically. So we can change it to something like this. So as I'm changing, look at it here. You can see what you are doing here. So if it's okay for you, You don't need to copy my figure actually. So if it's okay for you, you can leave it like this. Then once you are done, you hit OK. So you have something like this. So then you can click on it, go to where you manage your layers and lock it in place so that you don't mistakenly move it from where you placed it. So the next thing I want to import, still on this third guy, is the house sketch, just to give it a different feel. So go to import and import it. So here is the house sketch. So click on it like this. So let's scale it up, all the way up like this. So I want to flip it horizontally because I cannot use it like this. So depending on where you want to place your image, actually I want to place my image by the left, so I don't want this to be by the left. So I want to go to 3D rotate. Then I want to fill it horizontally like this. I want to flip it horizontally. Can you see? Then you can click OK. So the next thing you want to do is go to where you manage your layer, because I want this image I just imported to be behind this rectangle I just created. How do you do that? Go to where you manage your layer. Then you see this dot. You can click and hold. By the time you click and hold, it shrinks. Then you can drag without leaving it. You can drag behind this green rectangle. No, it is below the white, so you can bring it up like this. Then you have something like this. So the next thing you want to do is to adjust it. Let's adjust it like this. You can decrease it if it's too much. You can decrease it. Then let's go to opacity and decrease the opacity like this. So I think 9 is okay. Then I can lock it in place as well, so that I don't mistakenly move it from where I placed it. So the next thing you want to write is the set text. So go to text. This is where you write text. Then click on text. Then you can move it here. Double tap on it. Then let's change it to set like this. Then hit OK. So the next thing you want to do is to increase it. Can increase it here, or go to size here. Then increase it all the way up like this. So click OK. Then let's go to where we change our font. Go to font here. You see font. Click on it. Then go to my fonts. These are default fonts that came with PixelLab, and these are my fonts that I installed. If you don't know how to install fonts in PixelLab, you can watch a video on that through the link that is showing at the right corner of this video. So let's look for Montserrat. Look for Montserrat black. I want to use Montserrat black. Click OK. So we have something like this. So I want to change the spacing. This is the spacing. I want to change the spacing to -8 like this. Then I want to increase the padding, because if you notice, PixelLab has cut off some parts from the font. So let's go to padding and give it like 4:4 like this, so that PixelLab can release it. So the next thing you want to do is to rotate it. You can rotate from this guy. You can see where I'm rotating. When you click on it, you see this guy here. Click and hold, then you rotate. Then once you are there, you see something like this. I want to increase it a bit. So you see something like this. Let's leave it here. So the next thing you want to do is to change the color. Let's go to color, but I don't want to give it a solid color. I want to give it a gradient color. So go to gradient and click on this plus sign here. You click on this plus sign, it will take you here. So this is where you change the color. You can add multiple color, you can add 2 color, but it starts from 2 color actually. So I want to pick this guy here because I want an horizontal gradient. So if you leave it like this and you change the color, you are working with vertical gradients, but I want to work with horizontal gradients. So I want to click and hold on this guy, bring it here, and click on this guy to bring it here. So we have our first color here. So if you click on the color handle, you see something like this. Click on it, then you click on the color picker here. Then we can choose our color. But I have a color code I want to input, so I'll click on this pen tool to input my color code. Then I will edit it like this. 6EBF04. I'll hit okay. So then let me adjust it. Then I can go to the second color handle, click on it, go to color picker, do the same thing by going to pen tool here, then input the second color code 033663. Hit check mark. Okay. Then we have something like this. Then you click OK. So by the time you click OK, you have something like this. You can then adjust it the way you want it to be. Then I want to click on this guy and duplicate it because I want to write something else and I don't want to go through the stress of changing the font and the size. Then I want to double tap on it. Then I want to write Ember like this. Then this is too much. I will need to reduce the size. Let's go to size and reduce it to something like this. We have something like this. So how do we bring it to one line? So it is through this you can bring it to one line. Can you see? You click and hold and drag till you see that it is on one line. Then you can move it the way you want it to be. But the trick I want here, I want this blue to come here and this green to go up here. How do you do that? Let's go back to color. Go back to gradients. This is gradients. Click on this plus sign. You don't need to start picking color again. Just click on this guy to switch. By the time you click on it, it will switch itself. Then you can click OK. Then you have something like this. So the next thing you want to do is go to your layer and lock them in place so that you don't mistakenly move them from where you place them. So the next thing you want to do is to bring in your model. So let's bring in our model. Go to this third guy and import the model image. So here is our model. So you can download all the resources I used in this tutorial in the description. Then I drop the link there. You can download this from there. Then click OK. So we have something like this. Let me drop it here. I still need to move this this set and the ember. How do you move the two together? Go to where you manage your layer, then click on this select icon. Click on it, then select the two or any more objects you want to move or any element you want to move in your design together. You don't need to match them. Just select them, click on this edit, then go to position. This is position 2. Click on it, then you'll be able to move them together like this. So let's move them like this. Now I can click on this guy too, on this ember, unlock it, go to text, then let's move it a bit also like this. Then let me lock it in place. Then I can bring my model. Let's see if it works now. So yeah, it is better this way. So we have our model too like this. Then the next thing we want to do is to lock the model in place also. So the next thing I want to bring is a line, the line I dropped here. So go to import, then import the line. So this is the line. You can crop it like this if you want. Then you can click OK. So you have it here. So I want to change the size. Don't want to stress myself. I just want to go to relative size, then change it to something like this. 76 is okay. Then I want to bring it here. So I want to bring it here. Then I want to go to color filter. I want to change the hue to something like this. 94. I want to change this. I want to reduce the opacity. The saturation. Then I want to reduce the brightness like this. Like this is fine. Then hit OK. Then I want to reduce the opacity because I don't want it to be a distraction there. I want to reduce the opacity to 6. 6 is okay. Click OK. Then go to where you manage your layer and lock it in place also. So I want to start writing my text, but I feel this out sketch will disturb me here. So I want to find it in my layer. So let me unlock it so that I can reposition it. I've unlocked it, then I can click on it and reposition it like this so that I'll be able to write my text. So let me lock it back in place like this. So the next thing I want to write is the hello September. So I want to write hello first. Go to text, bring it here, double tap, write hello. Now this is it. Go to font, my font, let's change it to Biloxi. All the fonts are in the link I dropped. So click Biloxi script, the bold one, click, then let's change the size. Let's change the size to 45 is okay. Then let's change the color. Let's change the color to this color. This color is fine. Yes. Then next thing we want to write is September. Go to text, bring it here, double tap. Let's write September. So we have it here. So, but this September I want to change the font. Go to my font, then let's change it to down in bold. Okay, we have something like this. But I want to cut it like this. I want to double tap. No, I want the ember to be down and set up. So I have something like this. So I want to change the size. Let's go to size 37, or let's leave it at 37. I think 37 is cool. Then I want to change the line spacing. The space between the sept and ember feels too much. So I want to change the line spacing to, let me do -6. I think -6 is cool. Let's do okay. So the next thing we want to do is to change the color. Click on it, go to color. I want to give sept a different color. So the color I choose before is not here. So I can click on this plus sign, click on this color code correction, then I can edit the color code. The color code is 033663. Hit okay. Then select, with this handle, select ember like this. Then you can choose this color. This was the color we chose before. It's still there, so you can just choose it. If it's not there, you can input your color code from there. So we have it here like this. So make sure they are aligned. You can click on this hello. If you think PixelLab has cut off your text, you can go to padding, then increase the padding like this. If you increase the padding like this, you will see the full beauty of the text. Then you can use it the way you want it. So I want to move it up a bit. So I have it like this. So the next thing I want to write is the happy new month. So let's click text, bring it here, double tap. Let's change it to happy new month like this. Let's change the font to Mountain Strat regular. Then we can decrease the size all the way down like this. We can do 10, then increase it like this. Then let's increase the spacing. I want to increase the spacing. This is the spacing, so I want to increase it like this to give me something different like this. So I still want to shift this out sketch. Go to your layer, unlock it, then you can adjust it a bit. I don't want it to be too close to my happy new month. Bring it down a bit like this, then you can lock it. Then you can adjust your text. I want to give you space like this. So the next thing I want to bring is an arrow that is pointing like this. So go to your where you import the arrow. Here is our arrow. you can crop this part off so that you can have only the arrow, then bring it here. So then you can decrease it like this, or use the relative position to decrease it like this. So let's bring it here. Then I want to rotate it like this. Here it is. I have something like this. Then I want to change you can increase the size if you want. You can increase it like this if it's not too big, or if it's too big you can decrease it like this. So I have it here. Then I want to change the color. Go to color, enable it, then go to gradient. You still have this here, so you can pick any of these, then hit OK. So we have this one here also. So the next thing you want to do is to create our dot here, just our elements, to make it feel different. So you don't need to import any PNG, we can just create it ourselves. So go to text like this, double tap, clean this, then let's type dots, that's 3. We want to write 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the second lane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The third lane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The fourth lane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's okay. Then you click OK. You have something like this. Then the next thing you want to do is to change the size. You can decrease the size like this. You can have something like 30. Then change the line spacing to something like this. Something like this is cool. Then you can change the opacity. Let's change the opacity. Where's the opacity? Let's change the opacity to be 60, so that you can have something like this. If you feel it's too big, you can decrease it, and you can even also decrease the opacity if you feel it's too much. Click OK. Then you can click on it, duplicate it, and place it wherever it is you want to place it again, just to give it different feel. So we have things like this. So go to layer, and you can remember to lock them all in place so that you don't mistakenly move them from where you place them. So the next thing you want to do is to write your email, Instagram, and everything. So now let's go to import and import our email icon. So here's our email icon. I have something like this. Click OK. Let me change the size to 2. 2 is fine. Let's bring it here like this. It's because I'm using mouse, it's easy for me to bring this tiny thing from here to here. Your own might not be like that if you're not using mouse, but if you want to move from here to here, you can click on the position, then increase the speed to be able to move fast. Then you can place it wherever it is you want to place it. Then I want to place mine here. I want to change the color to white like this. Then I want to write email. Let's write email. Then I want to bring it here. I want to change the font. I want to change the font to Montserrat semi-bold. Okay. I want to change the size to 16. Let me change the size to 16. I think it's okay like this. So then I can change the color to white, or you can leave it as black depending on your preferences. Then I prefer mine at white. So you can click on this, duplicate it. Anything you duplicate will go to the left top corner of your document. Then you can click and bring them here. So I want to change this one to my mail, Pictorial Innovations at gmail.com. Hit OK. So you have something like this. So you can change the font. You can change the font to Montserrat medium for a bit of contrast. So you have something like this. So then you can duplicate this, bring it here to write your handle. I'll bring the icon. This is my handle, Pictorial Innovations on Instagram. You can duplicate this again, bring it here to write your phone number. Here's my phone number, 081. Cool. So that's something like this. But for this number, I want to change the font to Montserrat bold, so that I have something like this. So now we want to start importing the Instagram and the phone icon. So go to import and import the Instagram icon. Here's our Instagram icon. Click OK. Then reduce the size to 2 also, so that we can have consistency. So bring it here. Make sure it is aligned. If you want to make sure it's aligned, you can click on this grid here. So if you click on this grid, you have something like this. You can click on this grid setting. If you click on this grid setting, you have handles to move all this grid. So you can click and hold and drag here to make sure this thing is aligned. Click on this setting again to have something like this. So then you can start moving around. You can move this one here. Move this one here to make sure you have something that is aligned. So you can zoom in. If you want to zoom in, you can click on this magnifier tool, then zoom in like this to see what you are doing. So if you want to click on the magnifier tool again to start working, because you cannot start working unless you deactivate the zoom function. So don't click on this 151, which is the number. Click on this magnifier tool again. If you know you are not ready to take it back to the full view, click on this magnifier tool again, then you continue working. Click on the icon. Let's change the color to white like this. Then I want to click on this, go to text, duplicate it, bring it here to write Instagram like this. Then the next thing you want to do, you want to import the telephone icon. Here's our telephone icon. Click OK, and let's reduce the size to 2 also like this. Bring it here. Let's bring this one close. So let's bring it here. Then let's change the color to white also. White. And let's click on this. Go to text, duplicate it, and bring it here. So I want to write call/WhatsApp. It's okay. You have something like this. So you can then click on this magnifier tool again. Then you can now click on the number. If you click on the number, you see what happens. It goes back to the first view, the full view. So click on it. Then let's remove the grid so that we will see what we've done. Click on it and let's see what we have done. Okay. If you think it's okay and you just want to move all of them together at the same time, go to where you manage your layer, click on this selection icon, then let's select all the ones that we want to move. So you have them. Go to this edit, click on position, then you can start moving them around like this. So if you think you want to move only the WhatsApp, the icon and the number, click on this selection icon. Then let's look for the icon, the call and the number. Then we can click on the edit. Then let's move it. I think it's fine here. Let's go back to where you manage a layer. I want to move the Instagram as well. Click on the selection, Instagram icon, Instagram handle, then Instagram. Then let's go to edit. Okay. And let's move it a bit like this. So we have something like this. So the next thing you want to create is a green line that is here. So go to where you create shape here. Then let's bring it here like this. We need a very small shape, so we can bring it here like this. Then let's change the color here. You can change the color here. You can click OK and change the color later, but you can change it here. Click on this plus sign. I want to pick a color from the dress of this model. So how do you do that? Click on this plus sign, then click on this color picker, not the color editor. So click on color picker, then click on this model, then you can pick color from our dress, then click OK. OK, then you see that we have picked color from our dress. Click OK here, then you can move it to wherever you want it to be. I want it to be here. I want to reduce it a bit. So I have something like this. I can now click on it, copy, then from here, this is it here. I want to move it here. If you are not using mouse, you can use your position tool. Let me copy. Now I want to use position tool. Increase the speed. Then you have something like this moving like this till you get to where you are going. But I'm using mouse. I can just click and drag. It makes my work faster. So I have something like this. Make sure it is aligned. So I have something like this. So the next thing I want to bring is the laugh emoji, just to give it a different feel. So go to import and import the laugh emoji. So we have our laugh emoji here. So you can click OK. So we want to reduce it. Let me reduce it by 5. I think 5 is cool. Click OK. Then let's bring it here. So I want to go to rotate. You can rotate from here actually like this, or you can go to rotate and rotate it like this. It's the same thing. It's actually the same thing. So but I want to rotate it like this. Then I want to click on it, double it, duplicate it, then bring it here, just to give it another feel here. So we have something like this. So the last thing I want to import is my logo. So import. So here is my logo. I can click on it, then reduce the size like this, then maybe and drop it here. So before we go, the last thing is we want to create a shadow here so that it will look realistic that the model is standing in front of the set at the back. So how do we create it? So let's go to where we create shape, then change it to circle from here. So this is where you change it to circle. Click on this guy, change it to circle, then go to gradient. This is gradient. Click on this plus sign. Then you want to change it to radial gradient, because this is a linear gradient. So change it to radial gradient. Then click on this first, the outer color. This is the outer color. You can see the black and you can see the ash in it. So this is the black. The black is the outer color. So we want to click on the outer color, which is this one. Then click on this color picker, then reduce the transparency all the way down so that we don't have any fill color. So we have something like this. So the next thing you want to do is to play with this one. Click this one, go to color picker, then let's change the color to black, then reduce the transparency a bit down like this. Maybe you can give it like 155 and hit OK. Then you can move it a bit like this and move this one to a bit like this so that we can have something good. Move this one back, then click OK. So we have something like this. You can increase it, click OK. Then let's go to where we manage our layers. Then we want to bring this, click and hold it to shrink. Then you click and drag till you see the model and drop it behind the model's layer. This is our model. Then you can drop it behind our image. Then you can adjust it the way you want it. So we have something like this. So you can now go back and lock it in place. You can see the before after. So it really makes sense like this. Then you can add any filter or anything you want to add to it, but I feel it's okay like this because less is more. So keep it simple. So whatever it is you want to add to it, maybe you want to take it to Snapseed to increase the vibrance and add filter and all, make sure you don't overwhelm your design. So keep it simple. If you want to stay updated with the latest smartphone graphic design tips and tricks, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload new videos. Keep nurturing your creativity and let's continue this artistic journey together. Until next time, stay creative.